Now you get a look at the ceiling and my 5 head. That's funny. I got a comment on a picture the other day on my Instagram, and I find the hate comments, like, not on just my social media, like, because I have a few, but, like, just on a lot of people's. A lot of the things that people say are just freaking stupid. Like, the first time I ever got called a 5 head, I freaked out. Like, I was like, oh my god. And then I, like, put my hand on my head and realized that I could stick, because I had asked my brother, because my brother started laughing, because the person who said that to me was way younger than me. And, I don't really know why she had such a thing against me, to be completely honest with you, but she did. And she told me that I had a 5 head, and so I had asked my brother, and he was like, oh, you know, your fingers, you know, 4 head, because it's not just a 4 head, it's a 4 head, and nope, mine's a 5 head, although right now it looks like a 4 head. But anyway, so I ended up finding that extremely funny. I was like, oh my god, I have a 5 head, and then we, like, because my mom, I always make fun of her for having a small head. I told her, I was like, oh, well, you don't have a 4 head, you have 3 head. And then it was like, oh, well, it depends on whose hand you're using. And, like, if you're using my dad's hand, it's like a 2 head. And, you know, I mean, we made so much fun of it. And so then the other day I got a comment on one of my pictures, and somebody just commented on, they're like, you have a massive forehead. And that's all they said on that picture. And it cracked me up. Like, it was like a tiny little, like, splinter feeling of pain, like, deep down inside. And then it was like, really? Like, that's what you're gonna say? Like, that's where you're gonna go? And the person who commented on it, you can't even see them in there. It's some guy, and you can't see them in their profile picture, and they don't have any pictures put up. And so then I told Zach about it, and he was like, oh, you need to, you know, comment back and be like, yeah, says the person who doesn't have any pictures. And I'm like, yeah, that's not a bad way to come back. But all I did was come back and be like, actually, it's a 5 head is what I put on there. And then, like, a week later, he commented back, and he was like, you get that a lot, don't you? I'm like, actually, no, I don't. I didn't say that I've only gotten it, like, one other time in my life. But the thing is that I have flaws, okay? Like, I know that. And when I was in high school, I hated them. I hated all of them. I hated my hair. I hated my skin. I hated my hands. Like, my hands. I thought I had man hands. Like, if I was not getting my nails done, and I never got, like, pointy tips or anything, they were always just like the square French tips or a colored tip. And if I wasn't getting them done, I felt like I had man hands. That was like the only thing that made me feel girly, and I don't know why. But I hated the way I did my makeup secretly. I hated my body. I hated my hair. And now I mean, I hated my teeth, because, like, these vampire teeth, and, you know, I hated it all. And I cursed my eyes for having to wear glasses. And I mean, I was seriously, like, down on myself in high school, and being called a 5 head was like, you know, my mom's like, yep, that's why I gave you bangs. Like, while you were growing up, you had bangs because you had a 5 head. I was just trying to protect you. I'm like, thanks for protecting me, Mom. Which worked. I mean, you know, I also have a scar on my head, which you can't even see anymore. And it's not just because of makeup, because when I was in high school and middle school, it didn't matter how much makeup I put on there, you could still see it. But you can actually see it. It's right there. It's from some plastic surgery I had. It's funny when I tell people I had plastic surgery, they're like, your boobs? I'm like, no, not my boobs. They're natural. Thank you. God. Sit down. But being called a 5 head, like, it kind of, you know, gave me that little bit, like, the little splinter of pain I had from, like, just being like, oh, that was mean. That was a kick to the nuts. Like, you know. And then after that, I was like, wait a minute, I don't care. I was like, yeah, I have a 5 head. So, like, I have learned to embrace all of my flaws. Like, my brother and I would sit there and just, like, talk shit about each other, but so funny, like we wouldn't actually be mean to each other. So, yeah. I don't know. It was just weird. I think the thing that killed me the most, though, with that comment was the fact that it was a guy commenting on it. And it's like, really, there's so many other things, like, you could talk shit about. And it's like, people will find any reason to talk shit to you. Like, doesn't matter at all. They're gonna go on there, oh, I don't like your hair color, oh, I don't like your eyes. Like, well, I'm sorry, I was freaking born with my eyes. So, I mean, nobody's ever actually said that to me, but I've just read the most ridiculous comments that people have, and it's just, I feel bad for people. Like, if you have nothing better to do in your life than sit down and just, like, troll people, like, just no. And it kills me when people will get into fights with them. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, well, you know, you suck because, you know, you're commenting this on my page, but you don't even have any pictures on your page, so you must be embarrassed about yourself or something. It's like, I'm not gonna say that because, one, everybody else that follows everybody else is like, you look on anybody who's highly got a lot of subscribers and stuff on YouTube or Instagram, whatever, and other people are going to be fighting that battle for you. Like, other people who love you are going to be down there and saying, oh my god, why, just stop, just be nice, and like, they'll get into the fight for you. So you don't have to do it, you don't have to worry about it. And if you do, you're just letting them win. So like, sitting there saying, oh yeah, actually no, it's a 5 head, I know, thanks. Like, that probably threw him off. He was probably like, oh, like, I was expecting her to cry. Like, no, I'm not going to cry. I don't care. I know I have a huge forehead. I know I have messed up teeth. Don't care. My parents met in England, so no offense to all the British people. I would just like to know why I get out of work and it was, like, sunny. Bright and sunny, like, 20 minutes ago. So why is it that I get out of work and I'm excited to go home and go for a walk with Zach and Zigzag and the sky looks like that? It's like, oh, pretty blue sky. Shit. Just shit. I don't understand. I just really don't understand. How about if I just, like, vlog out the window like that? That'd be cool, right? Yeah. Probably not. I hate this song. Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh, and then this morning, let's see if it's still here. So there's a little squirrel. Okay, and the squirrel that lives by my job, like, I don't know what's going on with this piece of hair, but the squirrel that lives by my job, he always comes out and people bring him food, and I don't really know who, other than one of my patients told me she brought him some snacks. I don't really know who else brings him food, but he's gotten human food and he likes it, and I hate squirrels, and I used to not, but I do, and because I've seen how, like, they traumatize the dogs and stuff. So anyway, so I had a tiny little piece of my banana left. It was like the end of it that was like that big. And I was like, all right, I'm walking into work. I see the little squirrel. He's walking by my car. I'll just be nice and give him, you know, a little piece of banana. Why not? It's healthy. He'll like it, you know. No, he just runs away. Doesn't even acknowledge it. Doesn't even care. I'm like, the one time I actually tried to feed a squirrel. So, let me give you a better view because I'm on top of the hill now. Dark. Super dark. I mean, you can even see it out my back window. It's crazy shit. Like, it's entirely unacceptable. Like, granted, you know, we need the moisture. Moisture's good because everything's not green enough already. Dear God, it's pouring. You can't even see the mountains. So, if you follow me on Snapchat, then you know yesterday, which would be, you know, wasn't yesterday. Well, it was yesterday. I'll probably put it in the vlog so you guys can see it. But I went for the walk with Zach, and it started raining on us. And it was funny because when we left, he was like, oh, are you sure you don't want a coat? And I'm like, no, I'll be fine, because I was wearing like a long sleeve, like warm-up shirt. And I was like, no, I don't want to wear a coat. And he was like, but all that, those rain clouds are moving towards us. And I was like, yeah, and those are the same rain clouds that were moving away from us when I was driving home. And he was like, all right. And I was like, He's like, what are you gonna do if it rains? I'm like, well, I'm gonna hand you my phone, because he wore like a raincoat. I'm like, I'm gonna hand you my phone and just get soaked. Like, I don't care. you know, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 3 years ago in May, my brother, my mom, and I all went up to Fort Collins. Well, my mom was living in Fort Collins at the time. And so was my brother. So I went up to Fort Collins to hang out with them, spend the weekend with them, whatever. And it started raining, and we decided we were just gonna go for a walk because there was some tension in the household they were living in. And so me and George, my mom, went for a walk, and it was raining. I don't know if it was already raining when we started the walk, but it ended up like torrential downpouring on us. We thought it was going to hail at a couple points, and we walked and got soaked, and then we went to this restaurant called Cane's, which you would know of if you have ever been to Fort Collins or any of the other states that they have. I think there's like one in Nebraska. I can't remember where the rest of them are, but yeah, so we ended up walking to Cane's. It's just chicken. Like, all they have is chicken. You can get a chicken sandwich, or you can get like a 3 full, like, just chicken strips. Like, that's all they have, and their sauce is like, I swear they put like cocaine in it or something. Like, just addictive. It's so yummy though. I haven't been there in forever. It's probably, I don't know. I don't have a reason to go to FOCO anymore. So, yeah. So, waiting for people to drive so I can drive. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so we walked to Cane's, ate, and we were actually soaked when we were sitting there eating, and it was so funny. And then we kind of dried off, and we were starting to get cold, so we walked back, and it was still raining, and we ended up going and just jumping in puddles, like just all the puddles. And we were so soaked, and it was great. So I was like, I don't really care if it rains, so it's already sprinkling. I just want it to be warm, okay? And sunny. And I want a tan, and I want to go camping, and I want... Oh yeah, he's working on the Jeep, so we might not even go for a walk. My sunroof is so noisy. Because the seal doesn't work. That's why my car smells like crap most of the time. Anyway, so currently I'm on the way to go get food for Zach and I, and because he's doing something with the Jeep, he's taking out, he's going to replace his transmission. He's doing it over the course of a few days, so he's like taking stuff out, you know, a day at a time, since he doesn't really have anybody to help him. I mean, I could help him, but it's not the point. I don't have like the man strength to help do a lot of the things he needs to do. But also I don't want to break my nails, because this one's broken already. Because that is not just a nail polish chip. But yeah, so he's at home finishing that before it gets dark and rains. And I know you're like, oh, it's only 7 something, it's not going to get dark yet. Well, it's not, but then there's a whole bunch of clouds over there that are trying to come over, which will make it darker sooner. So there's that. And what I'm getting for us is Big City Burrito, which is slightly ironic after I put up a tweet about how, you know, I'm back on track. But they're actually not that. I mean, I get like ranch and stuff. Like, mine's definitely not healthy, but I have enough macros left, so I'm not worried about it. Because all I ate today was a protein shake, a banana, a few carrots, and then that Fit Crunch bar. So I'm not really worried about it. Yeah, and I'll probably still have room to have ice cream later. So, and I didn't plan on having it, because usually I'll be like, oh, well, I'm going to plan on having this, that, you know, and then you can like eat. Because it's not necessarily like a cheat meal. Like, you know, I watched one of Nikki's videos today. Well, I watched more than one, but one of them particularly was saying that like a cheat meal for her, I think it was a Q&A she did, but a cheat meal for her was like not, you know, oh my god, I'm gonna go binge on everything. It was like, okay, well, you know I'm going out for dinner tonight or whatever, and I know I'm gonna go here, or even if I don't know where I'm gonna go, I'm not gonna count the macros. so I don't really give a crap, so I'm not going to count them. So for breakfast, I'm going to eat a protein shake and a banana, and then I'm going to work out, then eat a protein, whatever. Like, you're just going to plan everything around that. So, that's what I'm doing right now. Don't care. See, you can see them. Like, I know we need the moisture, but do we need it all at once, really? And yet, I'm wearing a heritage shirt. Ain't that cool? But if I wouldn't have gone there, I wouldn't have met Zach. So you gotta pick and choose your battles, man. You gotta pick what you love and pick what you hate, because there's always something good with everything you hate. So maybe not, but at least in this situation. And Zach's like, why do you still wear that shirt? I'm like, because I wouldn't have met you if I wouldn't have gone there. You wouldn't have gone there. That one's gonna be potatoes and black beans.
Potatoes and what else?
And black beans and chicken mole.
One more minute.
Yes.
Sauces on the fridge?